All right. Well, the Mets have to stop listening to us and stop stalking us. Yesterday, we posted a video about the possibility of the Mets extending Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil. Well, one of those dominoes has fallen, and that domino is Jeff McNeil. He has signed a 4-year, $50 million contract, and he is bought out the last 2 years of arbitration. He has a team option in the 5th year of the contract. So there is a lot going on right now. We saw a tweet from Mike Mayer that they had talks about it. And, immediately after, Jeff Passan drops the bomb. And now Jeff McNeil has been extended at least an extra 2 years after the arbitration. So we'll roll the intro. We'll get it going. Mets have extended Jeff McNeil. Let's get into this. I would have too much trolling power if I had inside sources, Justin. I can tell you right now. But yeah, perfect timing right here. Yesterday dropped a video about obviously McNeil and Alonso. If you guys haven't checked that out, it's in the pinned comment in the live chat right now. But for those of you watching us live, what's going on? Let's go to Frank first. I'll just, how do you feel about this deal?
I'm very happy. I'm very happy about this deal. I'm going to be positive because I've been so negative recently. It's upset a lot of people. I try to be honest. I don't mean to offend people. It's just the way I have felt. I've been saying for a while, signing Alonso McNeil long term should be a top priority. You see a lot of these other organizations do it with their homegrown guys, getting them to team-friendly deals. And I have to say, this is pretty team-friendly. I mean, a guy of McNeil's caliber, get him for that 12 to 13 million AAV. That's pretty good. I mean, there's not too much to complain about. The one thing that we always have to consider with McNeil is that even though he hasn't been in the major leagues for a long time, he was an older rookie. So the fact that this guy is already 30 years old and had never hit free agency, still had some years of team control, it was like, oh, you can't just give McNeil a 10-year deal, 12-year deal like you see with some of these other teams and players. So this 4 to 5 year window is absolutely perfect because right when he turns 35, after every player, once you turn 35, you're on the downhill trend from there. He's off your hands if you want, all completely together, compared to getting Cano when he's 35 and you're in that kind of situation. So I think this is a bit of a win-win for the Mets that they get to keep one of their homegrown guys, something they've really struggled with. I mean, we've talked about it for years now with all the different players the Mets have had. They let go without extending them. Looks like McNeil could be a Met for life. I'm happy about that. He's my favorite player. I think he's pretty underrated around Major League Baseball. He does a lot of things to help teams win. He doesn't help with their power problem, but I think if you have good players, you should try to hold on to them.
Oh, boy. Underrated is quite the word. Andrew, how do you feel?
All right.
How do you feel about this one? Because you are the only McNeil hater this year.
What do you mean? If you watch the video, I loved and valued Jeff McNeil more than the Mets actually did. So am I really the McNeil hater? But besides the point, he's a nice player. He's a nice, complimentary piece. He's a slap hitter. We'll see. He's just an older version of Luis Ariz. It's a nice contract. It's a team-friendly deal. He wasn't getting over $100 million, which I saw people being like, oh, just hand him $100 million. And I'm like, thank God Twitter doesn't have any GM powers because y'all are a bunch of dumbasses. But it's a nice deal. It's a team-friendly deal. Keep the core guys. Keep the guys happy. You see Nimmo get extended. Now McNeil's got an extension. You're seeing they're paying the core. I am fine with it. Again, $12 million, 12.5 AAV behind Ethan Ketel Marte. AAV-wise, according to second baseman. I've forgotten the video. But, again, it's a nice deal. He's a nice player. He's not going to win you an MVP. He's going to make a couple All-Star games, and he's only going to have that black mark around the batting average. That's about it. He does nothing else well. He plays everywhere. That's nice. But it's in all seriousness, it's nice to see Jeff getting paid. But, again, I want second half McNeil. I want the powerful McNeil more than I want this little slap-hitting batting champion McNeil. We need some oomph. We need the ball go boom.
Well,
And I wonder, real quick, I think with Jeff, and when we saw that big power surge in the second half, a lot of that came with him in the leadoff spot, which ever since Nimmo's been healthy, Jeff has not been the leadoff spot pretty much at all. And the thing that Jeff was doing, a lot of his home runs were coming first inning, first pitch. So I wondered if the Mets ever did put him leadoff again, if you would see that power creep back up. I think that also had to do part of it because, a lot of times when you start off a game, you're trying to throw a first pitch strike, so McNeil was ambushing. Other than that, he's batted in so many different spots of the order with so many different variables in the middle of the order that it's hard to really have that same approach.
Figure it out then. Stop being a bitch. Stop whining.
Launch it. Discover launch angle. It's 2023. That's all they care about, right? Stop hitting the ball on the ground.
That would be nice. No, he doesn't have launch angle issues, but you know what? With how much Billy Epler loves putting the ball in play and all these players that, make contact and work counts the way that Jeff McNeil has been known to do, they must have really loved what they saw with the shift going away and said, you know what? Maybe Jeff McNeil is one of these pieces that we should insert into this lineup long term. I don't think it really plays into this modern era of baseball that you're pretty much evolving into. But you know what? I'm not a GM, so what the hell do I know? At this point, I'm going to tell you right now, I would have said that I would have had Pete as a priority just with how this era of baseball is. But you know what? It's not really a long-term thing considering Jeff McNeil is already in his 30s, and it's definitely an undervalue compared to what we expected him to get. And it's a guy who plays multiple positions. It's a guy who, personally would be the leadoff hitter if Nimmo left. But at this point, it's just I'm getting a little tired of just all the table setters in this lineup. So, extending one of them, I'm not gonna throw a full on party.
Well, they extended two of them because with the Nimmo thing as well. So
Nimmo
also the thing about Nimmo, the thing about Nimmo is that you weren't going to find a replacement for him.
Come on, no, yeah.
You weren't going to find.
No, he's not replaced. I'm just saying that they extended two of the leadoff type guys.
You weren't going to find a replacement for Brandon Nimmo. We saw what the market what the market looked like for center fielders behind him, right? You can replace Jeff McNeil, in my opinion, but that's just me. Again, if you look at this lineup of how it
Jet
is,
Williams,
right?
Sorry, it's up in my throat.
I don't think Jet Williams plays,
and that'll be in a few years though. Too.
My answer Jet Williams is an answer that who the replacement for Jeff McNeil is. Keep in mind the Twins also traded their batting champion. They seem to be doing fine with whatever approach they have, bringing in Correa and all these guys. So,
what starting pitcher are we giving back that's Pablo Lopez-esque?
David Peterson.
And top five, who are you getting rid of? Ramirez maybe too? What top five prospect goes with them?
Again,
the Marlins gave up top five and Pablo.
Again. Brian Reynolds easily could have replaced Nimmo, but you're giving up assets to that.
Yeah.
Yep. You're giving up assets for that. We all know
you're giving up assets to replace McNeil if you're getting a
the Mets have balked at that. The Mets have balked at the possibility of getting rid of actual assets to trade for any big piece. Anyone. I don't think that has Billy Epler traded a top 10 since he's been here? No.
Ginn,
yeah, for Basil.
Sure. Okay.
But again, he was like lower. He was like lower half. He wasn't like PCA caliber with
Yeah, so he traded Ginn, who was not one of his draft picks.
Yeah.
Great. But yeah, I don't know. But whatever. I think it's a good deal. I think the AAV's good. I think they see that he's in his 30s and more of a short term than long term is going to be better. If this was 6 years, I would have been a little bit skeptical about it, but 4 years, 5 years, fine. I'm fine with it. Move on, but it still does not distract you from the fact that this team still needs power. And I'm still and I understand that the Mets right now are trying to distract us with this McNeil crap. All right? From the actual problem on this team. We need power.
Wait a minute. Let me just throw a hypothetical here. What happened last time?
It's all a marketing scheme.
Hey, come on. What happened last time when the Mets extended a homegrown guy? What happened shortly after? They made another move. So who knows? Who knows? Just, you know.
Oh my God.
Ep-Dog might be cooking something, you know? Never know. Never know.
There's only one cook that we need. You know, only one ingredient we need. He resides in Los Angeles, and
Well,
the
that
news
doesn't
coming
happen
out this week.
Yeah, I
mean, he's the
Yeah,
guy.
wait till next year. Who cares about this year?
Yeah.
This is the one thing that bugs me, and this was a thought that I had for like
Bryce Harper.
All of yesterday.
That's Bryce. Yeah. What's up, Bryce?
All of yesterday, I was thinking about this crap, where the last like 2 off seasons, it's like if they were to get a big bat, they always have this mindset of, oh, it's either going to be a top tier superstar or it's going to be nothing. We're going to get nothing with it. You know what I mean? Like, oh, well,
Correa.
we're not going to get Correa. If we don't get Correa, we're just going to do nothing, right? We're not going to find a possible replacement like a Trey Mancini, like like trading for whatever power bat or whatever. Like they just stall. That's what really bugs me.
No, we're going Gucci hunting or nothing. I don't want no Walmart brand power. I want Gucci or nothing. That's what the Mets are telling you. They don't want no.
I
Walmart
understand that
store brand.
but you still have holes on the roster that you need to address.
No, the problem is that like you're discrediting Walmart at that rate because the alternative to Correa is Darren Ruff, Mark Vienso, some of the same stuff we've had.
100%. I'm going to discredit Walmart. Have you seen some of the fucking people that are there? Have you seen people of Walmart.com? Jesus Christ.
Products.
If I ever become one of those people, you can shoot me in any possible body part whatsoever.
You already are crazy. That's why you're banned on everything.
I'm not showing up to Walmart wearing a fucking plastic bag over my head and
only if James McCann.
I'm not. If I get to that point, then
if Evan Fournier was, you'd show up like that.
Exactly.
No. But yeah, power. That's all I need. I need power.
Hey, just wait 4 months, 6 months. We'll get it then.
I don't want to wait 4 months or 6 months.
No, we're getting Renfro and we're getting
power
at the deadline. We're getting them both super trade. Get them both for rentals.
You're not going to trade anything. What are you going to trade? What are you going to trade?
At the deadline. Same trade, monster trade with the Angels. Renfro and Ohtani to the Mets. Do it.
What are you going to trade?
Everybody gets out. Every kid gets on the bus and goes to LA. Everybody goes.
Does Epler want to do that though?
Yeah, that's why he's not trading for Eloy. He don't want to give up Ronnie and that. No, he's gonna give Ronnie, Beatty, Alvarez, Parada. Go to LA, guys. You go to the Angels. Go to the Angels.
All right.
He has a type.
Well,
he's got a fetish. And we all know what that fetish is, so that's why he's waiting for it. We're not monetized anymore. I can say that.
I'm going to tell you right now, if they don't get Ohtani, because I've seen them balk on everything now. They balk on so much shit. They don't get Ohtani. What's your damn solution?
Manny Machado in the offseason.
Okay.
Just keep pushing the ball
down.
They're just going to keep pushing the ball down. The way
Whoa.
That's funny.
Whoa.
That's funny. That's great.
Whoa. Okay.
But
yeah, I'd
easily give up Ronnie for Eloy. Of course, everyone should. But if you're telling me Eloy now in that, or Renfro and I just throwing kind of Renfro because he needs to be a Met, and Ohtani at the deadline. I'll wait to get filled 3 holes instead of 1.
There's 3 guys in this top 10 that I would easily just.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's a bunch
something.
of guys in the top 10, but
dump for a need, but No.
Soto, yeah, and then we get Soto too. You know,
that's like the Knicks mindset. It's like, oh, if it's not
Frank,
LeBron, it's Durant.
Frank,
If it's not Durant, it's Giannis. Like,
Frank.
And we wonder why I'm upset about not getting Correa, huh?
The Mets actually got stars, unlike the Knicks.
The Mets. Thank God we're not the Knicks.
We're not the Knicks. We're the Nets to an extent. We're never going to win anything.
There's your consolation prize. You're not the Knicks.
You're not the Knicks. Hey. We're the Nets. We have all these old aging stars that are just weirdos or always injured.
But I do hope that they could just get the Alonso thing done, because we've talked about it for so long. It really should have been top priority. Should have been done years ago. And we talk about like people saying, "Oh, give McNeil $100 million, whatever he wants." It was hard to have for him, but for Alonso, it's like, sure, why not? It's like whatever he wants, go for it. I'm totally good with that. Because again, it's like you don't want it to get to free agency where you're overpaying, because had they let McNeil get to free agency, maybe you get him for less years, but I don't think you're beating that 12 million AAV if some bum free agent team just offered him a ton of money. That's why it's just so important to extend these guys now, because it really helps you down the road.
Well,
check if there's anything on Twitter.
I don't know. I don't know. Again, I look at this lineup. Pete's a lot more important than a Jeff McNeil. So, I mean, I listen, I'm glad he got the deal. And I hate to be the downer, and I hate to be very negative about everything. But I'm going to tell you right now, Pete should have been the priority. But,
he's under contract for 2 years. You'll get the extension done in 2 years. Worst case,
worst case,
you just move Brett Baty to first place in 2 years. Fine, cool.
I mean, do I really?
Machado will be playing third after the season, so you just move Baty to first base.
Do I really trust Epler to actually pay someone with power? Probably not. But
Machado gets on base at a good amount, so that comes first. He likes the on base percentage.
All I know is Machado better not have any ankle or foot injuries this year, or else he'll never be in that. I need them to give this man like a metal foot or something, because if you have anything wrong with your leg, you can't get signed.
Hey, unless you're Minnesota, that you haven't won a playoff game since Frank was a teenager. So
it's important to lock them up so we can focus on adding. What are you going to add?
I mean, when you get this late into the offseason, it's like,
what are you going to add?
Like, they're probably going to, I hope, add another bullpen arm, but even that, the reports are kind of conflicting. I don't know if they're going to add another bat. I think I don't know. Unless, I hope they just kind of DFA Ruff and just clear that roster spot. Like, I prefer a Danny Mendick.
He's going to get his chance in spring training. He'll get a chance in spring training, 100%.
Again, because he is going to have.
He is very important. He is very important. For self-esteem than actually getting a bat, Ruff's gonna get his chance, and he's gonna, he'll homer in his first at bat. Everyone think he'll great, and then he'll just do nothing afterwards.
I feel like we should make some kind of bet about Darren Ruff hitting a home run. I don't know what it is, but like, I don't think it's possible the guy could do it in the Mets uniform. Unless it's a foul ball. He hit so many foul balls, but he never could actually get one over the fence as a Met. Like, I feel like we should make some kind of bet.
Ruff could bounce back, and he's going to do that in the KBO.
Let's see who homers first. So let's have that bet. Who homers first? Alvarez when he starts the first month in AAA, hitting a big league homer, or Darren Ruff?
Oh, Alvarez easy. Alvarez will be here by May when Ruff is struggling. They need someone to hit lefties. So, I mean, that's the way I see it. I don't know why Ruff couldn't just went with Yon Lopez together, just package them.
I thought we're not allowed to say the man's name. The guy gets shipped to Korea, and Frank's still talking about it.
Because I'm so glad he's gone.
He's just gone.
I mean, weren't you slurping Vientos last year? Like, what?
Exactly.
What changed?
Actually hit a home run.
Here's the thing. If I have a choice between Ruff or anybody that kills lefties, I'm going to pick the other person, because we've already seen the capability of Darren Ruff here and for the entirety of his career. He's 36 years old. He's not going to get any better.
Exactly. That's why I don't get the bounce back thing, because that's not how it works. When you get older, you get worse. So if anything, there's
he could bounce back. Sure. I don't think he can be worse than he was with the Mets. I don't think he can be worse. Granted, maybe
again, he would have to get.
Yeah,
he would have to get 0 hits to be worse. But I'm just saying, like, bounce back means
you'd have to not even make contact.
The bounce back means he hits 250 instead of 200. Like, is that what we're really talking about?
Like, I'm not buying when you're trying to win now. I'm not going to buy this crap that I'm hearing. And he's in the best shape of his life. All right, great. You know, like, fantastic.
Oh God! Oh,
I think rough sucks, but the fans are way too rough on him. No pun intended.
All right, just to clarify, do not send us paragraphs. We don't know how to read. Just make sentences.
I know how to read at least.
Do they? Do they?
That's just New York. That's drunk New York fans.
There's
nothing that we can do.
I didn't like they do that. I think Jay Bruce. Didn't he get booed in the playoff game? And then, like, he started the next year, like, awesome.
That's just Bruce.
Him. I mean, that's just how. No, that wasn't that. Not yet. But I mean, think about Lindor. Lindor got booed plenty of times. Now he gets cheered. I mean, that's just how New York goes. Escobar was the perfect example. He got booed the whole summer.
He deserved it.
Everybody wanted him gone. Now it's like we don't need.
He deserved it because he's not good.
That's just how New York goes.
He deserved it because he's not good. So yeah. Would Matt Chapman have gotten booed at all? No.
Yeah.
Because he would just be hitting dingers like crazy.
No, I strike that too much.
But no.
That's why we're talking about Vientos. He's untradeable.
You know who's also available next year? Matt Chapman.
Yeah. So
he's
we
also
don't get
available. If you want to go for Ohtani, you can bring in Chapman as well as the cheaper version of Manny Machado. But hey.
But the almighty Brett Beatty, I mean, what are we going to do with him?
He plays left field.
Again, we're moving him to left field because it's a better position for him at this point. I've completely.
He's playing first base. He's playing left field.
Once we have the dream of a better position for Brett Beatty, our third baseman that we want gets completely taken away from us. So, Mets should sign Baez if he opts out.
Oh God!
Here
we go. Here we go.
If
this way, McNeil and Beatty could both play left field together if they
facts.
Nice, have everybody in left field.
Everybody at first base, everybody in left field, whatever. You can play that. You're fine.
I mean, Beatty's been compared to Yelich for his bat speed. So if he's here to hit, he's here to hit. No bias ever. Elias, you do realize that he was the only thing that made the Mets fun in 2021, right? He was the only reason they were fun.
And
DeGrom was dead. The whole pitching staff was dead. Y'all do realize he made the Mets fun. He was fun.
He had swag.
He had swag, all right? And now we got all these white guys who have no intimidation whatsoever. I love Mark Canha to death.
We got to put that clip on the stream.
Listen, I love Mark Canha to death, but he can definitely bruise easily. We know it.
We know. I'll take Jorge Alfaro over Baez. I mean, he does look like Fernando Tatis. So, I mean, you're getting a Walmart Fernando
Baez
Tatis.
would have been fantastic in an Eric Chavez type of role.
Yeah. He wouldn't have done what he did. Imagine going from a lineup where you have Pete Alonso and guys around you to Torkelson. That's it. That's all you got.
The rookie. And that's where Alonso is now. He's got no one around him whatsoever except Lindor. He's got Lindor in front of him, right? He's got no one there, but the only thing you have is a prospect that we're hoping is the greatest thing of all time.
Well, he is. It's okay.
That's it.
He is.
I mean, what does he have? Again, what does he have around him? Nothing. It's Pete Alonso. It's Pete Alonso and the slap hitting white boys. That's literally what the band's called.
You have to make that edit now. You have to make that a graphic of some sort. That's definitely gonna happen. Is there anything else we got?
Didn't he just get signed by somebody?
Yeah, you got time at Boston.
Boston.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I don't want to see happen. Like, they do it, or they at least try to do it every year, but they don't get the bat, and then they trade for the guy at the deadline. I hate that so much because it's like you could just sign them all along. Why are you giving a prospect you don't have?
Who do they trade for at the dedeadline?
Well, no, I'm just saying they'll try. Like, remember we talked?
Oh.
They trade for. I'm saying, how many times do we say, like, there was Rich Hill maybe is a good example 2 years ago.
Well, that was just desperate. They ran out of arms. That's why.
No, but you could have signed him in free agency.
The whole team was dead.
Arm, and then you trade prospects for him. Like, there's so many times they get guys on.
You got Tommy Hunter back anyway, so.
Yeah, so. No,
the whole team was dead at that point. Like, everyone was dead. Like, remember
at the same time. And then Javi came in and was sparked, and then
let's not forget, everyday starts were being made by Travis Blankenhorn and like Brandon Drury. And
Cameron Maben for a month and a half.
Cameron Maben was an everyday player.
I mean, I think Hannah's a little slappy too. No? All right.
He just walks.
Or he just gets hit with really weak contact then.
No, Mark Hannish is
like I say, a tether hitter.
He's a weird hitter.
Tether hitter.
He's a weird hitter.
He's just a weird guy overall.
He catches weird. That's why he's going to regress.
No,
he's unathletic. He's an unathletic.
You're lucky there's freedom of speech in this country because you would get slapped in the face so many goddamn times, Mr. Rhino.
Mr. Rhino. Sorry. My skin is made of leather.
Okay, so the team option would bump the deal up to $63.75 million. Okay, so it's basically like a $14 million team option in the fourth year. So he could get a raise if they won.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, and then by that point, you'll kind of know if he's aging well or not. Like if in this age 34 season he's still doing amazing, it's like, okay, you can keep it next year. But if you see like, oh, it's only getting worse and worse, then you just decline it.
He probably will. But in that era of baseball, remember, like at the rate we're going to 2027, you're going to have a regular exit velocity and a regular prolific power numbers. Guys are going to be hitting 110 miles an hour at the pace you're going right now, right? 110 miles an hour is going to be the average exit velocity at this point, right? So, I mean, that's an exaggeration. But at this point, I mean, is he really going to fit into this era of baseball? I don't.
Well, maybe that's why they want to keep him. They want to try to do something different because they know everyone else is doing the same thing. They want to try to be creative, but
I think
doesn't work. I think you need a nice balance of it. Like McNeil works if you have multiple hitters like Alonso with him, but you put McNeil a bunch of other guys.
Ohtani and Machado and Soto are coming, so it's okay.
And with him being so valuable and him being such an incredible player and this 6-win player,
I mean,
he has so much value. Then move him.
That's
what I gotta say. I mean, who else is going to get you some stuff back for a bat? Not going to be Canna. I mean, it's Jeff McNeil, the almighty piece of Jesus.
The second coming of Jesus. I mean, genuinely, in 5 years, who's going to be a more important player to their team, Jason Dominguez or Jeff McNeil?
I mean, Dominguez, obviously, but it won't be with the Mets.
This is a powers game, so
each ball go boom.
It doesn't solve it. I'm not. Listen, listen. The Mets are trying to distract me from the problem here. No, sister. No, not happening.
Again,
they're trying to distract me.
Again, Epdog's got his ways. He loves a certain type of category. He's gonna wait for that guy to become available, and then trade everybody, and hopefully throw Hunter Renfroe in there because that's what Andrew wants to see in left field, and it needs to be a Met.
More left field. Beatty in left field.
Well, Beatty quit third base until we get Machado. So, do you want?
I mean, actually, you know what? Now that Correa isn't here, would you be more willing to package a Anthony Rendon if that decreases the prospect capital for Ohtani? No.
Okay. I'd rather get stung by a swarm of killer bees than take on that contract.
Yes, I would do that. Yes, absolutely.
Again, you don't. Again, that's why you're not. No, you don't take that.
I would absolutely do that because who's going to play third?
Brett Beatty. That's what he's here for.
You just put him in the field. You just said he's left.
Well, again, Machado's going to play third. Sorry, Machado's playing third. So there goes your third baseman problem.
Yeah, because we're 100% guaranteed to get.
Oh, we're getting.
This is what they do. This is what Mets fans do. You see what I mean? They automatically plug these guys in without no fully guarantee of getting them.
No.
I have no fully. Oh, it's okay. We'll just get Machado. Yeah, okay.
If you get to keep an Alex Ramirez, or you get to keep a Parada, or something like that, if you get to keep one of them, or keep Beatty, you get to keep Beatty. If you take on Rendon, you can put him in something else. something to think about because the Mets don't really they technically have the prospects to do it, but if they do it, they have like nothing left in the farm system. So at least you could keep some of your farm taking on Rendon for Ohtani.
He's making $35 a year.
It's an ugly contract.
God, I love Rendon to bounce back this year, but god damn.
He's got a lot of money.
You've been saying that for like 3 years now.
Actually,
everyone's been like, "Oh, this is the year Rendon bounces back." This year, no, it's this year. This dude is like Jacob deGrom. He's gonna play a third of the season and not play the rest of the year. Get over it. It's what he is.
He's never healthy to do so, but when he is healthy, he's gonna play.
No. It's this year. No. You've been saying this for 3 years. The guy is what he is. He's Jacob deGrom. He's good if he plays, but he's never gonna play. It's just a fact of life. Yeah.
Yeah, he's in his mid-30s. No shit, he's gonna have actual injuries, but he's a good player.
No. This contract, no, thank you. No, thank. Again, I'd rather.
Can you guys do a fantasy baseball stream? Do you guys want that? I mean, I don't know.
Maybe.
Let us know.
See if you guys want actual content creators besides the three of us. See if we'll get other guys out there. Maybe. But
let's also talk about since the catcher position was definitely a heated topic. Michael Perez is back. So
yeah.
Frank, do you want to generate some hate on that?
No, I'm not being negative. I can only be positive today. So
you can't be negative about a minor league deal. Come on. There's no thing you can say.
I mean, everybody wants Mike Trout, but not everybody can get him.
If it's that contract, I'll suck it up and give everybody for it.
Yeah, but Trout is not a throw.
No, look, Frank. Look at that contract. With his back problem,
Trout,
that is going to be an abomination in a few years. But
he's Mike Trout.
It's Mike Trout.
No one cares. No one cares about 4 years from now. We're all going to be dead by then, so who cares?
Free agent in 2031.
Look at that contract.
So is Nimmo. I mean,
if that back problem picks up, oh my
God, you got to take a risk with someone. God, again, it's just like, what are your alternatives?
But listen, you give me even if he only plays 120 games, you give me 176 bat, that's fine.
I'll take my check fucking one time.
I'll DH him.
I just need the guy healthy for the playoffs. That's it. I don't care what he does during the regular season. You can sit 3 times a week if you're Mike Trout. If I have him in the playoffs, I don't give a shit.
Well, Mike
I don't care.
So, it's hard for Mike to get to the playoffs.
His team is allergic to it.
I love we went full Knicks fan.
120 games, but this guy still slugs freaking 40 homers.
We could also just say 1,000 OPS every year. I mean, either one. They both work.
Frank, I know.
Oh, God, the injuries.
He's adapting.
I have injury concerns with this guy. All right. So that just eliminated 80% of the league.
Yeah.
God, are your this is my problem with the Mets, okay? Are your standards this high?
Yes.
When you've had no World Series title in over 30 years. Like, seriously, take a risk with someone.
Nah.
But no. Let's just
look what happened with the Raiders. The Raiders took a risk, traded for Devontae Adams, and they still didn't make the playoffs.
No one gives a fuck. They have tons of cap space. They're fine.
Okay. Well, timeout. What risk have the Dodgers done this year?
Stop saying timeout. You've excessive timeouts, okay?
Second. I still got one remaining. This is my second timeout of this year. I still got one remaining.
No, you've said that like 80 times.
No, it's the second.
The Dodgers took risk. JD Martinez was a risk.
1 year, $10 million. It's a 1 year deal. There's no risk in 1 year.
But I mean, the way I look at it, if the Dodgers would want to take the risk on JD, the Mets would be willing as well.
If they give me a piece of hardware on my finger, I don't give a living crap what they do in year 6 of the contract.
It's like every team's like, well, they do everything stupid. I don't care about when we're going to complain in 4 years, but we get a ring. Only one team gets the win.
Okay, Andy Martino. Okay, Andy Martino. All right, winning a World Series.
It doesn't matter.
It's not the goal. But having a good process in place.
A good process in place is what they care about.
Again, I'll repeat it again. When Dave Roberts won the World Series with the Dodgers, got on the microphone this 20-game season, and we had this huge quote, Dodgers fans, this is for you. He got up to the mic and said, Dodger fans, we put a good process in place, folks. Yeah.
What they did, they had how many years of losing the World Series to win it, to process. This isn't happening. This isn't the NHL. This isn't the NFL. 1 year rebuild. That don't work. It's a process in baseball. Look at the Braves. How many times they win the division and not win a World Series?
Trout says his back is fine.
What's Trout's?
I mean, Correa said his ankle was fine. Everyone's gonna say.
I understand if you haven't won a World Series in 10 years, you can put that process. But it has been, I don't know exact what 30.
Okay, I'm burning my last time out here. Cohen's only been here for 3 years. This is a whole new franchise. This is only year 3.
I want to win a World Series in 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5. So this is start. So this is get to the end of
3 to 5 years. So he's only got a couple.
He said 3 to
left.
5 years. I'm just going off of what my owner told me. The owner with all the money.
With all the money.
That's what he said. 3 to 5 years. All right, then show me that you want to be a World Series team in 3 years.
Oh, and that's why Ohtani will be a
show me you want to be one. And a World Series team does not have Darren Ruff starting at DH.
The Dodgers did win with old trash Cody Bellinger in center field, so yeah, makes sense.
It wasn't old. He wasn't.
Yeah, but they also had Trey Turner and Mookie Betts and Freddie Freeman.
No, they didn't win.
Trey was on the World Series.
Oh no,
team.
okay. They also had Corey Seager. They had also 60 games. I don't care, but
Taylor,
I'm telling you right now,
that bum.
If this means I'm getting a World Series this year, the hell with it.
Nothing guarantees you a World Series. Nothing. You could put a full God squad.
But what?
I don't have a challenge. I'm out of challenge. I'm out of timeouts. Now
what
I'm just
will?
saying, now I'm pulling a Jason Kidd. I pulled a drink on the court. There's an interrupted timeout.
What will guarantee you though? What will guarantee you though? The better possibility is if you bring in actual players that are good.
No.
You know?
The Phillies went to the World Series and they don't even have a good team. They have like 2 good players and a bunch of mid.
You know what they do have? Ball go boom.
Yeah,
they got ball go boom. Ball went boom in the postseason when it mattered.
But Jordan's ball went boom louder.
Oh, wait.
But yes.
Are you telling me that the Astros also have ball go boom?
Hey, you know who didn't? You know who won a World Series without the ball going boom? The Royals.
All these goddamn playoff teams hitting the ball out of the
because
fucking
the
park
team's
with power
defense went
protection.
crap.
The Phillies, the Astros, the Yankees, the Dodgers, all these guys.
The whole infield didn't know how to throw a baseball.
Don't know how to throw a baseball. Feel the
all
baseball.
These teams in the playoffs, the Dodgers, the Astros. You know
when Alex Gordon went off familiar, that was ball go boom.
That
ball went boom. So
that was the only homer. Was that the only? Was that the only homer that hit the whole series?
The only one they needed.
But was that the only homer they hit?
Garbage in the infield.
Yeah, I think literally that was the only homer.
Well, listen. Okay, look at all the playoff teams that made the playoffs this year, right? Okay, you have all of them being fueled by the home run ball and perfect dynamic balance, right? Dodgers, Yankees, Astros, Phillies, even the Cardinals. I mean,
they don't go.
Arenado, Neal.
Only 2 guys go boom there. They only need 2 guys to go boom.
They have power in that lineup. Dylan Carlson's got some 20 home run power, right?
No,
look at that. Yet. And then you have the Mets. We got Eduardo Escobar.
Homers at a peak. That works.
Eduardo Escobar was great for September. Woo! Yay!
You're being very negative.
We're being negative. We're being way too negative.
I don't care.
Do we want to hear from the people or no? We don't want to do that. Are we all just fired up?
Yeah, somehow
that counts as a home run.
Okay. Yeah. That is true.
But again, that's what I'm talking about earlier. The defense was just terrible.
Defense was horrible. It says it's playing soccer.
Again, we have defense, right?
We do have good defense. We do have, besides Brett Beatty and Pete Alonso, we have good defense.
If you look at like just raw, right? Full on raw dog in it, right? 2015 of how baseball was played compared to now. Like, it's completely different. It's completely different. Like that, it's evolved into so many, like, these guys, they have raw power and they tap into it. If they don't, they're not going anywhere.
I don't see how the DR team could lose. I think it'd be such a disappointment if the Dominican Republic lost. I root for Puerto Rico, but I feel like the Dominican Republic's going to win. They have to.
It's either gonna be U.S. or
it's U.S. or DR. Well, I mean, USA's pitching is concerning because Merrill Kelly and Adam Wainwright are your aces. That's a problem.
Yeah, what happened to the projection of Cole,
Again,
DeGrom? Like, where did that projected rotation go?
Those guys got
not,
like Sandy,
DeGrom DeGrom was not going to pitch there.
Like, what happened to that rotation that was projected?
DeGrom, you have to be from America to play for America, right?
No, not necessarily.
Yeah, I mean, you need American descent. I mean, Nemo, he's in Italy. Like, everybody does
Chapman's playing for Britain. What is that?
Like, people do weird stuff.
I wasn't being real. I wasn't being serious, but okay.
No, this is why we're on the internet. Everything you take is
my
serious.
My point was DeGrom's from a different stratosphere.
No,
right?
Oh Lord,
no.
That's my point. Oh yeah, I forgot. He's gone. I am supposed to hate him. I forgot.
I mean,
you're dead to me.
Stratosphere is Jerks and Profile and the rest of the Padres.
Facts.
You're dead to me. I forgot.
Dude, where is he going to sign? Like, is Profile just waiting for something?
He's a Ranger or Marlin.
He's going to go to a team that nobody saw going after him. When they get Manny Machado next year, when he opts out. Yep.
What if the Royals do something?
To dead.
I like that. I think the Royals might actually, because they just traded Taylor. They need an outfielder. That's a big ass outfielder.
Listen, there's going to be negativity no matter what the Mets do, but I'm going to be sweating bullets until they win a fucking World Series. That's just how it's going to be. So.
But think about it. It's better if they never win a World Series. Think about it. It's better for us. The better content. More rage.
I can tell you right now.
It's better if they don't win a World Series.
Forget the content.
I can tell you right now, I have a lot of pointy things on my desk. The next person to tell me to settle down about the Mets is get stabbed in the eye. All right? Just telling you that.
And he talks
that's
about
not as a threat.
Then he does that.
Oh.
Exactly. He says he's not a Walmart person, but then yet says that. Come on.
Yep.
I'm more of a Target person because the dog's pretty cute.
You're not a basic white girl. They don't got Starbucks.
I like the dog. I like the dog.
The dog is cool. I do like the terrier with the red marking, but that's about it. All right, we're 40 minutes in. What else you want to talk about? Unless you want to open it to. Do you want to open it to the public or no? What do you want to do? Yeah, 20 minutes.
We could, but
would any of you dumbasses like to come on?
Give us your opinion. Scream at us.
You get 5 minutes. You get 5 minutes to say whatever the hell you want.
That's too many minutes. It's 2 minutes.
Well, we got okay, 3 minutes. Frank's doesn't want to talk to the people, but you guys we'll drop the link in 2 minutes. So if you guys want to come on in for a couple minutes, say whatever the hell you want, yell at us, talk Mets, call us. We're ball negative. We'll do that, and then we'll get out of here. Trying to complain? You can't. Also, one thing, you cannot make fun of Frank's age. That's only for me and Metsfan. You cannot make fun of the old man. That's our job. No one else is allowed to do that. But
apparently, according to my comment section, I'm apparently 40.
Yeah, he does. I don't know where that came from.
I guess I'm 40 now.
You want to drop the link in the chat for my turn?
All right.
Again, you say something stupid, you're out. We got to.
It's a one. This ain't baseball 3 strikes. It's a 1 strike policy.
It's a 1 strike system. So
anything ridiculous, you're gone forever.
Aaron Hernandez style.
Yeah.
So come on in.
Oh boy, this is going
to be something. Daniel Jones could command at least $30 million a season. Yay! Paying an average quarterback $60 million a year. Yay!
All right, it's pinned in here. Don't kill us. Don't dox us.
Don't kill us. Don't say the N-word. You know the rules.
Oh God.
No.
All right.
We'll be on for 15 more minutes.
Dante Bichette.
Dante Bishanti?
What about him?
What about Dante Bishanti?
Oh yeah, this little anomaly.
Yeah, you don't need a camera.
Right.
You don't need.
You can just talk. Yeah.
No, you definitely need a camera.
No, you don't.
So we can identify you in a court of law.
In a court of that's actually a pretty good idea. You do not need a camera, but let's say that. Come on in. We'll give you this is your time to shine. If you ever want to yell at us, it's your opportunity.
Oh yeah, that anomaly season that Dante Bichette had. Yeah, that's right.
Dude, Dante Bishanti was so good. Orlando Cespedes.
1999 when he hit like 40 homers at Coors and he had like a -3 win.
Right, what the hell is LaMelo Ball driving now? What the hell is that thing? So
and that's when Fangraphs was like, "Yeah, we're going to create our own system now." This is stupid.
We're talking about. There isn't really much as far as power bats remaining. That's the frustrating part about it, is that they waited so long on Cray. Spent like 3 weeks while other people are getting signed, and then everyone's gone, and now you end up with nothing.
Hey, you got some thick boys. There's like Miguel Sano. There's Framil Reyes. There's thick boys.
The only thing left is pretty much like flyer guys for
cheap. That's about it.
For cheap at spring training. So that's pretty much all you're looking at.
I mean, Robbie Grossman's still technically out there for if you want to hit lefties.
Grossman's like filtered power against lefties.
Luke Voigt is technically a power hitter.
Technically is a power guy, yeah.
He was.
Who is going to sign him? We're talking about that. Who is that guy? Who's going to take that guy?
All the guys available that could provide you power have all just like had injury history. So, all right, let's bring in our. Let's bring in the
nerd.
Let's see.
We got 2 of them. Okay, we got 2 here.
Let Luke go first. He's a
first. We've heard that. We got it.
He was okay. He's not. He can go first. All right. Wait, I'm not going to be an asshole. Okay. Right, I'm a man of the people. I'm never mean.
What are you even talking about?
What? This isn't Luke. Who are you? Get out.
He goes. What the?
Jesus, you gotta relax. You have to relax. All right.
Dude, Frank just
God.
Said, Jesus.
I know who that is, by the way, but we all know who he was.
We all know who he is. We'll save him. We know. Right.
Yeah. Luke. Oh, Brian Kenny is
What's up, boys? Hey, good to finally join, man. I love the channel. The way I kind of look at it is Mets fans kind of like playing the owner role. You got Rhino and the GM, and you got Frank the day-to-day. And, I guess you got TonyMetro. I'd throw him out there as, he kind of went Hollywood on you guys. Yeah.
Yep.
So
you got it.
I'd say he's kind of like the sellout. But, you guys as a team, I think you all have a perfect role. So, I'll fuck with the channel. I started watching last year. And, shit, hey, let's go win 100 games, boys. Let's go.
I mean, but don't win 100 again and give me crap in the first round. I mean, I like the Phillies with the 80-something wins and go to the World Series. I'm good with that.
Dude,
I mean,
but like last year, the regular season, I don't know if it was just me, but like I had a fucking blast last year. Like that was such a fun.
It was fun.
Yeah,
it was fun.
I mean, the way it ended was obviously a huge negative, but yeah, boys, that's about it for me. Just
keep it up.
Awesome.
And
Rhino, you got a sick man cave, dude. Looking good.
Maybe there'll be a tour eventually. This thing's too
damn good. I'm just waiting for the Julio Rodriguez signed jersey show.
Oh,
I've gotten balls and cards this year when he goes to Kansas City. I'll have the jersey. I'm definitely buying a J-Rod jersey. That will be the plan in Kansas City when he comes in.
That'd be very cool.
All right, boys. Hey, well, thanks for having me on.
Of course, thank you.
Good, Luke. Thanks for coming on, man.
Okay, all right. So, what did this other nerd want?
Jesus, chill. I know you know the guy.
All right, listen. I know we like to troll the guy, but he's supported us for a while.
We're just trolling the troll.
We're all allies here, okay?
Long time no see. That's what.
What's going on, Zoris?
I don't know. How are
weird
you?
Timing, huh? We were debating about McNeil, right? And then
you wanted bias over him last
I knew
year.
I was on I knew I was on Twitter for too long, right? Because I knew that I was just going to get bit in the foot, right? And then here comes the damn Jeff McNeil news, and there we go. Wonderful.
I mean, I would not have given him $100 million like people were saying. Like I'm not like, but it's actually this is one of the best deals in baseball. I don't even think you can deny it. Like the value you're getting out of this deal for $12.5 million is like, this is like literally Anthopoulos Island, but like Epler Island. Like this is a pretty like awful contract for Jeff. But like, I'm not sure how much more he'd get in the open markets. I don't know.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was the problem, is that he still had 2 years from free agency. So once you're in that 32, 33, you're in a weird time frame where teams are they're not going to give you a big deal. If anything, they'll only give you a couple of years. So it made more sense for him, especially if he wanted to be a Met. You know, if hometown discount still exists for some people, maybe this was part of it.
I mean, I would have rather extended Pete as well, but it's just because I think he's going to be harder to lock up. If you can lock up these guys and not have to worry about them down the line, that's all that matters. Like,
exactly.
I mean, they have guys at solidified positions. That's, obviously Lindor is going to be here for the next decade, and then
Nimmo will be here for a while.
Nimmo's going to be here for a while now, and now you have McNeil here for the next 4 years, and then
you hope Beatty and Alvarez take 2 positions and lock those up.
I hope so. I hope, but I don't know. I think that it's more of a sense of urgency right now, because you have this kind of built around 2 very older pitchers who could drop at any moment. Let's be real for a second. They've had their injury history, and you have one at 40 years old, making the rotation even older. You have a question mark in Senga, who I really hope pans out, because I mean, for all the hype he's getting, I hope so.
Did you see the Twitter highlights yesterday or today?
Going
98 miles an hour. That's good for the
98. Hey,
I think he's going to.
I just need a sexy tunnel on that ghost fork crap, and we should be golden. That's it.
If he I think he has ace potential. I'm not sure he's going to reach it in year 1, but I think he'll be pretty damn good this year. He kind of needs a slider or a cutter to really become an ace. Like, his slider's not that good, but his splitter and fastball are pretty great. His fastball weirdly reminds me of prime Syndergaard's fastball, because they don't really get that many whiffs, but like, it's a pretty great pitch to contact pitch. Like, even Syndergaard's 4-seamer never really was a strikeout pitch.
Yeah, I remember just fouling off 100 miles an hour. He had 5 innings of 100 pitches because of a million foul balls. So.
Yeah, I mean, but like, the weird thing is, like, I think like we all agree, like, a peak Syndergaard, like, his worst season was 2019. He actually pitched the most innings of his career that year. Like,
because he was either hurt or just getting called up. So
I don't know. I mean, I really, honestly, like, with the rotation, like, I've come around to Verlander. I was way lower on him before, but I mean, if it's a 2-year deal, like, he's
Carrasco's the guy that scares the heck out of me. I don't think
I would easily
have a very good outlook for him at all.
I know Cerise hates.
I'd rather Peterson or McGill start at the 5, like, easily.
Well, here's the thing. I'm looking at a crapshoot at the end of that rotation either way. So I mean, I'm not gonna say that. Okay, well, Tyler McGill's guaranteed to be healthy for 120 innings, and he's going to go out there and, pitch like the coveted ace that he was eventually going to be if he stays healthy. I'm not going to say that, David Peterson is going to repeat what he did from the back end of the rotation last year. I'm 100% not saying that, because he makes me sick. I'm not saying that Carlos Carrasco is going to stay healthy either. Like, I mean, I'm glad that they have a stable arm in Jose Quintana, but he's probably reached that ceiling last year as well. So there's question marks, and hopefully they get answered. That's what I hope.
But like, the thing, if McGill stays healthy, like, you're looking at a really good starting pitcher. I really do think so. But like, that's such a question. But I don't think Carrasco should have any place in this rotation, even if they can't trade him. Like, the Astros don't start Urquidy. You know what I mean? It's like, and he's still on the roster. Like, you don't have to start him if he's still here.
I don't think Carrasco has reliever stuff at all. Like, that's the thing.
I don't think he does either, but Jose Urquidy certainly doesn't either.
I mean, some of these guys, you're here for them to eat innings, but like, I don't see Carrasco as that possibility to do so, because you have these flexible guys like, Trevor Williams, who still has like innings on his arm that he could like push through that. Maybe even Joey Lucchesi could be one of those guys, or, even David Peterson or Tyler McGill. Like, these guys, they're younger. I don't think that like transforming somebody to an innings eater towards the end of their mid-30s. I mean, I'm not gonna guarantee that. I mean, again, yeah. I would move Carrasco, but the Mets don't seem to want to. The Mets don't seem to want to.
They backed themselves into that corner by accepting the team option. So
we accepted the team option because there was zero like certainty in the rotation at the time. Like I was like, here's the thing: it would be pretty if the Mets could trade him. It would be pretty genius in hindsight picking up the option because instead of paying the $3 million, like you just in some trade scenarios you just get rid of $14 million, and it's like it honestly, what's one of the most underrated storylines of this next season. If Scherzer has a Cy Young caliber season, I think he's going to opt out and get a 3-year deal. That would clear $43 million off the next year's payroll. And like, we could easily fill that with Ohtani or Machado. Like, I almost hope that happens.
Maybe one or two. I can't see a team giving a 40-year-old guy 3 years.
Okay. But
I think if it's,
here's the thing.
And I
don't know, because
who knows?
That's a hard.
And the thing is, like, does Max have a Cy Young year, but also have 2 injury IL stints, or, and even Max, like, he had a good year, but then he blew up in the playoffs because of whatever excuses he had, blisters, obliques, side discomfort. It was all this other crap. I mean, a Cy Young year means nothing to me if you're going to be bombed by the Padres.
I mean, if you think about this though, like, Verlander was out for 2 years in a row, and then he pitched a full season. Like, there's definitely a scenario where Scherzer can pitch 160, 170 innings. And
I'd say it's 2 different situations, obviously, because of how Verlander is. Like, we get like, oh, well, he has a brand new UCL. Great. But like with Max Scherzer, like, he's just so different. Like, he just throws, first of all, he throws so freaking violently that, like,
that's why
if he doesn't hit the window that he's supposed to, he's gonna hurt himself, especially at the age that he's at. Verlander's a little bit more traditional in that way, where he would be able to recover from a Tommy John surgery. I think that, I don't think that you're replacing, like, I don't think you're going to get a Cy Young caliber season that you got from possibly Jacob deGrom when he's healthy from either one of those guys. That's how I see it. If Scherzer does opt out, he's going to have a Jacob deGrom type of season. Like, that's if he does do that,
which should equal good,
like, it's going to be a Jacob deGrom historic year, like 2018.
Well, let's think about this. Let's say 170 innings, mid-2 ERA. Like, I'm sure a team would give him a 3-year, $30 million AAV. Like, I'm sure, like, he would definitely have a team willing to give him at least a 3-year deal. Like, because that'd be so, like, I'm sure he doesn't want to have to rely on the 40-year-olds, the age 40 season, and maybe potentially not get another contract. You never know what's going to happen.
Is
the only thing you got to think about that is a risk.
Yeah.
Because
is there another Texas Rangers team out there?
There's such a risk, because you think about it, if Max opts out and you don't get Shohei Ohtani, you're in deep shit. You're in real deep shit in that situation, right? Sure, there's other aces out there.
The pitching market actually is, the next 2 years is actually pretty decent. Obviously, 2 years from now is the generational class that we've been talking about.
I mean, the Mets don't like to go after things that solve their own problems. So, I mean, what would be, young, controllable starter, young starter who has so many prime years left, and he also can hit freaking tanks. Different story. But, I mean, we'll see what they do after this season. But I want them to focus on the 162 that are ahead of them for 2023. And it doesn't look like they're doing that. Like, they just found Correa as, well, he's a luxury. And now, okay, we're just going to move on with the team that we have. Like, I mean, yes, 101 wins, one of a top 5 offense in production and whatever you want to call it. But it wasn't enough to win in the postseason. I don't care what they did in 162 games. I care about what they're going to do in the postseason. And they didn't do anything. They had game 2. Game 2, they hit. Great. And they didn't even start hitting until what? The 4th inning.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah. But in the elimination game, when the lights are freaking brightest, right? And Bassett craps his pants and they get 1 hit. So it's like, at the end of the day, they didn't get the job done. And that's the same lineup you're putting out there. I don't think Omar Narvaez makes that whole difference. Maybe 3 years ago, yes. But, like, they need that bat. and I don't trust that they're going to get it until Shohei's there.
I think if at this point it's literally just flyers with bats. Like personally, I would be all for trading a Mauricio for Eloy because I think Mauricio has a high ceiling, but I think his floor is pretty damn low. And at this point, he's getting a bit older, in his prospect kind of range, and he's still has shown pretty little development. And it's he doesn't really have a spot on the roster. If the White Sox would, for whatever reason, package Mauricio and Vientos, I would jump on that right now for Eloy. But I don't know if that's realistic because I don't know what the White Sox are doing. But if they're giving Benintendi $75 million, they're probably trying to win. But I think if we're talking flyers, there's Miguel Sano, who I like a bit. I think this might sound crazy, but I think if you got Gary Sanchez to never play catcher again and just focus on his hitting, I think he could. I think there's something potentially.
He technically
there.
has power, so
he definitely has power. But this is what you're looking at.
Still a good hitter.
The only thing with Gary is he would add to the whole problem of you have 5 million catchers and 3 other million fat guys, and we don't really have the bench to add.
Never play catcher again, never. But I was just excited
because that's our sticking, and Frank be like, "God, these fat guys on the roster."
Vogie, Pete.
Vientos. I mean, Vientos, he plays like a fat guy.
When Ruff got here, right when Ruff put on the Mets jersey after the trade deadline, he gained 75 pounds. I'm 100% confirming that. I really believe that happened.
They need to give him a spring training. I know, he's probably washed. What if he isn't? Because it was 80 plate appearances. He was literally a top 10 hitter against lefties in baseball when we got him. I don't know what happened. Maybe literally it was the worst timed aging curve ever. That's definitely possible.
But the thing is, how many guys have the Mets?
What happened is he's 48 years old, right? He's 47,000 years old, right?
The thing is, how many times
he
the Mets
pop
brought
at
in
any
a guy
moment.
who was having a good year and then they fall off the face of the earth? This happened a bunch of times. This wasn't he became a Met. That's what happened.
They basically looked at him, took him. It was okay, well, he has good numbers against lefties, right? He has good numbers, not amazing elite numbers like killing lefties like Wilson Contreras or something like that.
Carson, he
kills lefties.
WRC plus against lefties.
No. But here's the thing: there's 2 different ways of killing lefties. Darren Ruff was killing them with contact. Wilson Contreras, these guys kill them with power. The Mets need a guy that kills lefties with power. Ruff wasn't hitting a ton of home runs. He had a good OPS, but he wasn't hitting home runs.
He had homered in 10% of his plate appearances against lefties when we acquired him. I'm not kidding. He was a 160 bat against lefties. He had literally homered in 10% of his plate appearances. Look, I don't think we can get that mad at Billy Apple. This was the guy to get at the time, in my opinion. This might sound it just fell flat. There's nothing you can say about it. It just fell apart. But we had a righty killer. Darren Ruff was probably a top 10 hitter in baseball against lefties. The dude, even the year before, he was a 160 bat at the trade deadline and a 160 bat the year before.
I understand that.
The logic in this move.
I understand it. I understand the logic, but why are you trading 4 assets for it?
Well, JD was
on a guy who is better. On the edge of a downswing in his career. Let's be real for a second. This guy's 36,
Yeah. But
with the lack of young arms that they have in there, I understand Sapucky sucks, but with the lack of arms you had there, like a Carson Seymour and Nick Swack, those are guys that you probably could have used, as possible pieces to move for other pieces, right? So the fact that they did all of that for Darren Ruff and still double downing on it, right? Because they didn't want a rental, and they're like, okay, this guy's going to be here for multiple years.
And now with their 40-man roster moves, they're saying, oh, we don't need these young arms. We'll just make sure Ruff stays on the roster. I mean, why is Ruff and Vientos both still here?
If they traded just Zapucky and JD Davis. JD Davis we knew had to go, right? We knew JD Davis had to go. End of story.
We knew he'd bounce back, but he still just had to go.
If if they gave up JD Davis and Sapaki, I would have been like, okay, whatever. But then you also managed to give
two
other young arms, right? I'm not saying they're going to be superstars, but I'm saying you also managed to give
with the
up
way the Mets are set up with
young
their
arms
lack of pitching, they
get older.
really didn't want to get rid of those guys.
I mean,
I just don't like old fucks. I really don't. I'm just tired of old fucks. That's it.
There's
Young.
really no
Stay
excuse
young.
for Beatty to not start. Like, there's really no excuse for Escobar to be
We
starting.
have Eduardo Escobar, who had a great September, and he's the second coming of Christ Almighty. You know, because he had, if you remember, he
See what you
ended the
created,
season
Frank?
better than Jacob deGrom ever
what you
pitched.
did?
Like, oh my God.
I told you just sign Correa and be done with it, but they didn't listen. So
Correa.
You telling me that see, Frank, you created this. This is the reason why we're in this situation. How do you feel? You created this Eduardo Escobar fandom. This is your fault.
I literally said he was a placeholder until Beatty. That was literally what I said. So I'm fine with Beatty taking the job. It's what's supposed to happen. He was a placeholder. That's what I said.
You said that this guy was going to be the MVP behind Pete Alonso.
That did not.
You
said he
100%
had
said
35
that.
homers,
That was
35 doubles, a 190 bat, and look at
No, I'd never expect.
11.4 F4.
11 point exactly better than
He's
Trump,
never going to be a
Jared.
war guy ever. No, he's not a war guy.
He's
118 RBIs
great
3 years
bench
ago,
3 years
and
ago.
everyone got their pussy wet over this guy. Like, that's literally what happened. Unreal.
Do you want to know what
Unreal.
his season stats would have looked like without September? I don't think you do. Like,
No, they would have been ugly.
No, he stinks.
he's
stinky.
not even like he could be a good bench bat, but like I really don't like Beatty's 23. Like he's pretty clearly MLB ready. It's like I don't know what the holdup is at this point. He's ready. Like
Maybe
I
just
think
don't-
Alvarez is ready
Service
too. I don't
time
know why they're holding
manipulation.
back. Like Alvarez is a
Service
guy.
time
He's
manipulation
throwing too many
because
bugs.
Escobar's so
we're gonna have no
precious.
bugs left on the earth at the rate Beatty's going. So
Well, he fixed it a little bit.
He did.
Little bit.
they got he had a few
Again,
line drives and then got
Again,
hurt.
here's the thing. Beatty's 23. He could grow into that, possibly working on that. This motherfucker, Eduardo Escobar, 30, 80, 84 years old. Like, I mean, you know, any tendencies he has, those are going to just solidify. He's not Joey Votto. He's not going to just adjust in his mid-30s, right? Like, come on.
And the
This is
saddest part
ridiculous.
is, and then the saddest part is I'm seeing this multiple times over with. It was his first year in New York. He's gonna bounce back in year 2. That's what's pissing me off.
For Escobar or
Or it's-
Ruff?
Right, Escobar.
Oh.
Well, both, I've seen
Again,
it for both because this guy down here isn't saying it, but with Ruff. But about Escobar, I'm seeing people be like, oh, you remember Lindor? He had a rough first year. Then look what happened. The fact that there are people that want Eduardo Escobar who are just like, oh, leave Beatty in Syracuse. That's the sad. That's the sad part. Yes. Would I hate having Beatty in April play left field and third base? Go half and half in AAA every day? I wouldn't hate it because you have Escobar here and you give him a month to realize, oh, yeah, he's just not that good anymore. He's not what he was 5 years ago. Okay. Because I want Beatty playing every day. So either have him play every day in the big leagues or have him play every day in Syracuse. That's where I'm at. I
Again.
don't want him sitting on the bench once a week getting time. I don't
Again,
want him.
Matt Chapman was available.
They
Ace
don't
fire
want to,
sale, Matt Chapman was available. You look at what they gave up for Matt Chapman.
and they don't want to give up Vance's for.
What did they give up for Matt Chapman?
They gave up their 4,
I think it's
their
7, something.
12, and their 25 or something. It was something like
I
that,
think it's
right?
something else.
He's a really great player. I mean,
They had Gunner. They gave up Gunner or whatever.
He's
That-
also
that-
coming.
that-
He was coming off leading the league in strikeouts. So
I mean, he also had the hip, like the hip issues. Hips are really.
He did
bad.
he did get banged up, but here's the thing. This year, the strikeouts went down, right? Because look at this. He's young. Chapman. He's young.
I mean, so is
Right?
Cody
He's
Bellinger.
got some power upside. Right? You got again
The
these
thing
old
is-
dudes. We already know what they're capable of.
Holy shit, Chapman might actually be the real deal.
he
Looking
turns.
more.
He's going to
Chapman's-
start the year
Chapman-
age
Chapman's
30. I mean, he's
sexy.
not. He's not.
I
20.
would love him if Machado's too expensive after a potential Ohtani signing.
He
like,
shouldn't be expensive with the richest owner in baseball, but again,
shouldn't. I mean,
lollipops and
Ohtani is a
rainbows.
lot older. So no, what's the fuck his name? Machado. He's a lot older. Chapman has a shit ton of power as well. He did look a lot better last year. You know what I want Pete to do next year? I want him to strike out more. He needs to hit 50 homers again.
Pete to strike out more?
Again. He struck out more. He hit more homers. People who strike out more hit more homers.
Here we go.
Of course. Okay, you know what?
That might be time to hit the button.
It is true. That is actually true.
Also, like the good defenders that make errors, right?
The problem is the obsessive difference between the typical power hitter and Pete Alonso of how many pitches he actually gets in the strike zone to put his bat over is ridiculous.
Well, the thing is, that's not his fault. That's the Mets putting a bunch of bums after him. So why the hell would you throw Pete Alonso strike when you could just face all the other bums after him?
I'm sorry, we have Eduardo Escobar.
Yeah, but Escobar was playing like crap all year. So why would I throw a pitch to Alonso?
No. But he had RBIs.
Terrible.
No RBIs though. But RBIs 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago, not this year. I didn't care. I don't care what he did 3 years ago. What he did this year wasn't good. I admit that. He wasn't playing well. So why would a team throw Alonso strikes? Alonso had no choice but to swing everything because no one else was going to do it.
But all-star.
He was an all-star. So was Omar Narvaez. So was James McCann. I mean, you could give me a bunch of guys.
Again. Wait. All-star.
He was.
Good MLB
He was an all-star.
Yes, he was. There was a lot of guys.
So what's the problem?
Again, I mean,
you knew how I back old men into their corner like that. That's going to be awful out of context. But
at best, that's supposed to be at best. You're like 6 or 7 here. He's not.
Here's the thing.
Batting after Alonso.
Did y'all see him in the 60-game season?
Yeah.
Dingers over that little right field wall.
I mean, could have been MVP.
Hey, have him replace Polka in Syracuse. I give him a minor league deal to have him battle out in spring training.
That's fine.
I just, and they're not going to do it again. Sign up Miguel Sano.
Stop with the fat guys.
Gary Sanchez. Sign up. Who's that other power bat that's on the market?
Wait,
that's available right now.
Did you just say that Machado was too old? Did he say that?
Yeah, he's 32.
He's 1 year older than Chapman.
Yeah. And
so
Chapman's one of the best defenders this game has ever seen.
So is Machado.
Chapman's better.
Who's the better bat? Especially against lefties. Who's the better
Here's
bat?
how this works. Fremio Reyes. That was what. Here's how this works, okay? All time. You have to realize how this works. The hierarchy. All-time defensive third basemen.
Yeah.
You have Brooks Robinson.
Right.
And then you have Matt Chapman.
No,
that's how good of a defender he is.
And where's Machado?
Machado's there. He's in top 10, but no one matches.
But has Matt Chapman ever hit 300? Manny Machado's done it a few times.
I'm aware of that, yes. But again, if they want to go cheap on third base because they love cheaping out on third baseman.
Who's the 7.5 win player?
Who?
Who's the 7.5 win player?
It's Machado again. Okay. He's a better player than Matt Chapman, but Matt Chapman's the better defender
by quite a bit. About it. Yeah. But you're talking about the lineup. Why are you talking about?
I'm aware. Again, you go after Chapman if you're going all in for Ohtani again. But this is next year. What about this year? Right? Omar Narvaez, right?
Hey, he can hit 15 homers.
See, this is what I can't stand. It's like, oh, we'll just wait next year. Next year, it's fine.
Hey,
because if we don't get Machado or Ohtani, it's time for Soto. Woohoo! Like it's just so aggravating. Like worry about now.
On him.
I'd say again, stick him in Syracuse. I don't got a problem.
Put him in left.
Fremio Reyes, I'll take right now. Again, they took a good approach with that, like a guy like Jose Martinez a few years ago.
Yeah, except the
power bat, stuff him in AAA. Fine, if you need him, you need him.
Power bat, but
like just give me some bats. You're telling me that Kramer Robertson is going to be taking over the job?
He's not even here. He's gone.
Again, what I'm saying, the bum caliber, Kramer Robertson.
We get to Devin Marrero in like September.
Again,
or August.
Again, like I said, you're telling me
what other Ducks
that Luke Ritter is going to block some of these guys who have MLB experience of having like
Luke
that's what
Ritter's
I mean.
got some grit.
Yeah,
Palka
I know,
was
Arizona Fall
another
League.
guy, kind of I guess we brought in who can maybe have power.
But
Did you see John Heyman's tweet about Cole Hamels? He looks insanely good. Really,
He's throwing 88
insanely
to 91.
good, but insanely good gassing 89 miles an hour.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
That makes me feel like the report of
This is
what was it, like rapid fire spring training in the pandemic year. Dylan Betances feels great.
Feels great.
His fastball is at 94 miles an hour. We're just sitting there like, huh? This guy? The tall-ass motherfucker with incredible extension that's gassing 99 in the Bronx, and then this guy comes here and he's, 93.
I think it's more that he was injured than just being a Met. But.
Oh, yeah. No, he was banged up. I mean, that's just how it is with big guys. But, like, 96% of the people in this chat, out of 67 votes, like the McNeil extension. 1% are neutral, and 3% don't like it.
Oh, someone in the chat just said sign Luke Voigt. I think that's a fucking fantastic idea. Fantastic.
Go ahead. I don't care. Give me someone who can ding dong. I don't care.
Luke Voigt
Bro, sign Miguel Andujar too. Why not? Sign everybody.
No. Again, like guys who have history of prolific power, you might as well.
Did you not see him almost and should have beaten Shohei Ohtani for an American League Rookie of the Year that 1 year? That was power.
Again, these guys are young. They have power upside. They've hit the prolific power numbers in the major league level before. Minor league deal. Who the hell cares, right? Like, go ahead. It's better than Tim LeCastro.
Hey, don't disrespect the GOAT.
Two different roles, but okay.
Oh, great. He's fast as lightning, gets you stolen bases in MLB The Show. Fantastic. Yeah. But he swings a toothpick.
Hey, did you see him homer in Yankee Stadium?
Dude, I saw my grandmother homer in Yankee Stadium before she passed away. All right? Anyone can homer in that ballpark. Okay? Good. Even I saw Tony Kemp flick one over the live. Tony Kemp flicked one right over the right field fence there.
Speaking of Oakland,
Miguel Sano has 30-plus homers 5 times.
Again, we don't need to get fatter. We need to get more athletic.
We need to get ding-dong-ier. That's what we
need athleticism. We need more grit. Not another fat guy. Unless we get rid of Daniel Vogelbach, get rid of him and then for Snow. Okay, but
you guys are
Vogelbach's move. Again, there's tons of guys who are movable on this team.
You guys are so mean to Vogel for no reason. I swear.
Because you need 3 guys to use him. You have to take him out.
He's a great hitter.
And then he only plays 4 innings because they bring in a lefty and he's done for the game. He's like a half a game guy. Like he does so little. He draws walks. Wow, great job. Like he don't do much.
When we go from Daniel Vogelbach to Tim LeCastro on the base field, it's gonna be great. Just flying around the base. It's gonna be awesome.
If we cut Daniel Vogelbach for Tim LeCastro, I probably would shoot myself.
I'm saying pinch running for Tim LeCastro. LeCastro pinch running for.
Tim LeCastro. If he's ever in the majors this year, I'm not going to watch the rest of the season.
It's one of these things where throw some darts at the board, one of them is going to hit. So bring in Sano, bring in Gary Sanchez, bring in all of these power bats. One of them's going to hit in spring training because they've done it before, right? You might as well. Who the hell do you have to protect Alonso?
We should just bring in Luke Voigt in general. He was really he was solid last year. I don't know why.
He also walks. So Billy Epler's going to like that.
He walks, he mashes the ball. He's hit many homers before. He's a pretty damn good hitter. I don't know why we wouldn't bring him in. He's just the worst base runner in MLB history, but
Vogelbach would give him a run for his money.
Bogey's just as they're the same. Bogey's
but Vogelbach has no hamstring. I mean, you have a better chance with freaking Yadi Molina running.
No,
wasn't Bogey injured at one point?
That's a little bit of.
That's what I'm saying. Ever since that Philadelphia game, he had no hamstring.
On this team, his best role is coming off the bench and possibly hitting a dinger, like Pablo Sandoval was with the Braves for a brief second, right? On this team, right? On other teams, probably he is the everyday DH, right?
Wait, Luke Voigt?
Like, no, Vogelbach.
He's just looking to draw a walk. He don't even hit home runs anymore.
Vogelbach is like insanely. Vogelbach's one of the best hitters.
I think he was looking to hit home runs before he got injured. He should have been put on the fucking
IL. Yeah, but then again, who
IL?
DH? Nobody.
Mark Vientos.
Vientos.
I don't know why it was such a Vientos stand. I'm sorry. Like
I think you saw dingers and you got excited. I mean,
we needed dingers at the time. We still do need dingers.
I just like with how his stock went down, like towards the last like season and a half, like they should have just dealt him. They really should have. Like, but
high ceiling, admittedly, but like it's gonna be so hard for him to reach a ceiling. There's just too many holes.
I don't see how what team would actually like,
teams would want him. Like, I'm sure you could get a reliever for him.
He doesn't have
you can't
a
get him
role
for
in
what
this
he
team,
was
but he
once
can play.
was
There's plenty of
top
other
100 status.
I don't think people realize like we literally don't have a DH against lefties. Like, I mean, in that sense, Vientos could maybe rake in spring training, maybe like he was like a 1,200 OPS in the minors.
The thing is, I think unless teams just bunch up lefties against the Mets again, Vientos' playing time will be so inconsistent that you would never see his full potential. He needs to be everyday DH against rising lefties on another team for him to ever be able to close to his potential.
And he's like one of the worst hitters I've ever seen against righties. So that's not going to work.
Well, if he's playing like two times a week, he's never going to be great.
We need if we brought in Luke Voigt, I'd be tempted to make him the everyday DH. Like, I'm not even kidding. There's
not really much competition.
He was 102 last year, but he was 112 and 21. I know it's 2020, but he was 153. Before that, he was 126. Like, there is definitely a true talent, like 125 bat in this guy. Like that could play.
There's to be honest, there's 35 homers in that bat. Like I'm so desperate for power at this point in this lineup that it's like, if you give me 30 homers, I'm okay with it. Like, I don't care what the hell you do afterwards at this point. Like, you can give me no defensive value. You can, call everyone in the dugout racial slurs. I don't care what you do at this point. Just give me power. That's all I care about.
I'd trade for Jorge Soler.
Like, you just have Pete Alonso just hanging there and a bunch of guys who are like, yeah, I'll hit home runs every 17 games. Like, that's what you have right now. It's like, it's just not going to work in this modern day of baseball. I understand, it worked with the 2015 Royals, but the world didn't stop spinning after that. Like, that's just how it is.
I mean, I think we'll get more homers from McNeil next year. Like, I think he can maybe hit 15 next year with moving in the right field. And also, like, really, the name of the game is pulling fly balls. Like, I think part of the reason McNeil hit so many homers just because he was pulling so many fly balls. So, like, I know, like, there's things mechanically that can get fucked up that way. But, like, if McNeil could just pull more fly balls, he could probably get to 15. Like,
but the thing is, then he gets confused because when he's at his best, statistically, is when he's going to all fields, just trying to put that on ball, even if it's low exit velo. So then he's just calling between, do I go for the big swing? I mean, that's where we saw him at his worst in 21 when he was trying to do both, and he didn't know who he was.
Yeah, I also think he was injured that year. I think
he was. He had his injury at some point, but
he's just not a power hitter. I mean, but in the beginning of the season, I know it was such a small. He was like on pace for like 20, 25 homers for like a month and a half of 2021. Like, I mean,
think if Jeff McNeil was the only ideal leadoff hitter, he would be like, he probably would have got like more than he just got, like, because of how like important he is to this, of how important he possibly is to this roster. But now you have, look how many leadoff hitters and table setters there are on this team. That brings his value down again. Like, you need balance. Again, you need balance here. And they don't
Pete should bat second.
Get that.
I think Pete should bat second because of that. Like, I think too many table setters at the top is not a good thing. Like, I would either have Nimmo Pete or Nimmo McNeil, because I don't see any reason to have Marte in the top two over McNeil. Like, what? Like, Marte, he doesn't even steal bases anymore. Two, he gets on base way less than Jeff. It just doesn't make any sense to me why Marte and Nimmo were 1-2 the whole time.
I don't hate Marte batting after Alonso, though. I don't hate that.
I think Marte should bat like 7th or 6th, to be honest. Like, does Marte have to be top 2? Like, let's be honest. Why?
I think the dynamic was at its best.
I mean, they were really good
4.
with Marte batting second.
Like the dynamic was at its best at the top 4, but then the problem was, what the hell did you have after it? You had McNeil, who was hitting well, but he wasn't protecting Alonso in any way. You know,
the thing is, Marte can ambush every now and then. He'll hit a no doubter. So
Marte gets on homer streaks. Like he can be a consistent hitter, but he can get on homer streaks. But like, that's not good enough to protect Alonso. Again, it's just like you need someone who, 99 times out of 100, that they're a threat to hit the ball out of the ballpark.
Because the thing is that, so you could have Nimmo 1 or McNeil 1. You put Alonso 2. You could put Lindor 3, but who bets after Lindor? You're still gonna. I mean, then who's protecting him? Like,
you still have a hole. You just have a hole no matter what. It's like that. That's just how you look at it.
How about like Nimmo, Pete, Lindor, Jeff, Marte, fill it out. Like the cleanup spot doesn't have to be a power spot. That's more like an old school thinking. Like if you could put like Nimmo,
we saw
Pete,
Luis Guillorme
Lindor.
back cleanup, so I think that's pretty clear. Yeah.
And I wanted to jump off a bridge.
Like Pete and Lindor back to back.
He played very well that game.
You get more power. You get like you should have your best hitter second or first.
How often
has
Lindor
as many
had
plate
that
appearances?
for Alonso? I feel like
I don't think it's enough. I think only when Pete hits second. I think it's the only time.
Which is rare.
Rare, exactly.
I don't know why it's so rare. Like he's your best hitter. Get more plate appearances out of him. Like,
I mean, I was saying this when we signed him. I want Marte in the 9 spot. I want the double leadoff hitter, Marte in the 9. If Beatty and Alvarez are in the lineup, there's your middle of the order.
Well, the problem is that, but the only problem is that, like, let's say you put Marte 9, you're facing a lefty. You have a awful bum. You have a catcher that can't hit. Then you have Marte. So Marte is going to be batting every time with 2 outs and nobody on. I mean, that's where you're at.
So he won't ground into a double play. Great.
It'd be a lot easier. Like if Beatty and Alvarez were up, I'd be fine with Marte 9. But like I don't know. Like I think we are kind of lucky with Beatty. I think Beatty and Alvarez are pretty safe, relatively some of the safer bets of all the top prospects. Personally, that's just me, and I think we're lucky in that sense. But I honestly kind of like Beatty more than Alvarez.
I'm not allowed to agree.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say
you're wrong. You're wrong. Those guys suck. Not allowed.
I kind of
agree with you at all.
Remember, like when Beatty had like the AA ground ball, right, and like everyone went insane.
Yeah, that was it was great for me because we knew that he was gonna fall out of it. But then I had stuff to troll Andrew with, so that was great. But then, he picked it up a little bit, so I'm glad he did. Again, judging these players in low A and in even double A sometimes. I mean, that's just jumping the gun, of course. But like,
there are guys when you see them, they're the guys. Like, and I'm not saying Beatty is J-Rod. I'm not. J-Rod's better in every single way. But when you saw J-Rod in double A, you saw, all right, this kid doesn't need to go to triple A. Beatty went to triple A for a week. And it was only because literally Devin Marrero was on this roster and he needed a third baseman, Eddie and Guillorme getting off. Just like Alvarez. Neither of them should have been on the roster last year. Neither of them should have been. But what happened? They got desperate for Alvarez and they needed a third baseman because everybody was falling like flies. So you had to see the kid. In a relative world, neither of them should have been in the big leagues. So you got a little sneak peek. Beatty's got 2 homers. Alvarez has got a homer and a double. Expect him in AAA to start the year, playing every day. And then let's just say somebody gets hurt. You see that guy pop in. That's how I see it. I want Beatty at third base.
I just don't understand the logic in doing that. What's the reason?
I just say, would you rather have the kid rot on the bench or play every day? That's just how
they should play every day regardless over who's
fact that you're paying Escobar $10 million, $11 million, he's gonna get the priority. Even though Beatty's better than him, because he's got $11 million next to his name, he's going to get the priority to start the season. So if it's rather him on the bench or in Syracuse, I'd rather have Beatty playing every day. And maybe playing left field and third base every other day.
Then DH Brett Beatty. DH Brett Beatty.
That's just another situation of if they're not playing their position, they're not playing every day, they're not going to develop into the player you think they are. That's just another thing of if Alvarez is here, he's behind the plate. If Beatty's here, he's playing third base or left field, granted, whatever the hell it is. But, I mean, Vientos is a different story because he was brought up as a he was brought up as a DH, like he flashed up as a DH. But, like, and also he sucks. But the thing is that, like, let's say that, like, Ronnie Mauricio gets called up. If he's not playing shortstop, he's not going to develop into that. Again, another reason why, or if he's not playing third base or whatever position he's seemed to be. But if he's not playing that with the type of raw tools that he has and raw potential he has or whatever upside that they see in him, he's not going to develop into the player that you think he is going to be. He can't just be, oh, he's a DH. Oh, he's a this. Oh, he's a that. If these guys are brought up like shortstops and third basemen and catchers, that's how it is. Stop looking at me like that, or before I call the police for harassment. What?
You're wrong there, because you're seeing the proving point of O'Neal Cruz. That dude sucks defensively. He's a bat. Put that man. If Ronnie Mauricio turns into that,
first of all, no, he doesn't.
Let him be the DH.
No, he doesn't stink. He doesn't stink defensively.
He's horrific.
I know. I saw him drop a ball once. Great.
I've seen him drop about 9 balls this year. You guys horrific. The guy's a butcher at shortstop.
Yeah. What else do you watch drop ball? Okay. But if I'm looking at it right now, I get it. He's a lanky guy that strikes out a lot. His defense isn't, but he's not going to develop into the player you think he is because he was brought up as a shortstop, third baseman, whatever the hell he's playing. If he's not playing a position, he's not going to develop into that.
Center field.
Especially with how much of a raw talent he was. Like, this guy was signed when he was, what, 17? Like, how old was he? Like,
16.
Yeah, they was
again, like, it's too late for that. It's too late. Like, you can't think of one guy who is playing a regular position. He comes up, oh, he's our everyday DH. And that is that. Like, there's just no one out there. And it's not going to work with Mauricio if you do bring him in, which is why he's going to be traded. But again, that's another guy who's out of the top 100. So they waited too long for that.
You just got to hope and pray that, like I would love to see Vientos tear it up in spring. Like,
He's like WBC. He's not going to be in spring. He's going to play with Nicaragua or whatever. He's playing in the WBC.
True. I don't know. Like,
I'm sorry. He's going to be
I can't say it. I'm a Rhino. I don't speak English. I didn't say it the way you thought it did, but that country in Uganda, I don't know.
Honestly, like, he's a nobody who's proved nothing. Like, he probably should be at spring training. Like, these young
I want to see the entire top 10 on the field during spring training.
And
playing
the best part, they might be playing every day this year because all our whole infield's going to be gone. I'm sure Nimmo's going to Italy, right?
Yep.
And, like, Marte's staying, but Marte's going
to be Alvarez, Beatty, Mauricio, Jet, Parada, A-Ram. That'll be the whole everyday lineup with Mark Canna. Will be there.
I want Parada to get some. I want Parada to get some outfield reps too.
I'm so fucking excited about Parada, but like, I'm praying that he stays. If he stays at catcher, if we could get a Kirk and Jansen catcher DH platoon, that is one of the best possible scenarios for this Mets team in the coming years. Like, catcher, the reason I hate catcher prospects and catchers in general, the reason they just don't hit is because, like, they don't hit because they're always on their knees, and so it's like. It's the worst.
These people, they just like run around like it's their house, you know? It's ridiculous. I
don't know. I got it. We'll see.
Do we have anything else?
But like, catchers are just like, they're weird to develop.
They're the worst.
They can't hit. It's a, you know, you wish you could just play catch with a lamppost with how much of a crapshoot they can be. It's either they're the best in the game or they're the worst. And I mean, at this point, that catcher position, I mean, what do you have right now in this game that you're like, okay, we've got a good
3 guys.
We got a good top 20 catchers here that can hit and they can throw and they can frame and they can do. You don't.
There's
like
three.
there's three, right? There's three out of the millions
and millions
out there, you know? Like that's what like the 40 catchers in the majors and then the guys in AAA, guys in like, you know, it's hard to find that perfect catcher. It is. Like, granted, it's changed. There's been tons of catchers that come in and out that were great. Like, you know, Piazza was fantastic. But like it's changed since then. It's just it's a position, it's a dying breed of like a 5-tool catcher, which is like, you know, one of the main reasons they probably should have been like, okay, you want Real Muto, get Real Muto instead of signing a fat boy, but
hey, McCann's a good guy, man. And he's gonna mentor.
That's the reason why Eduardo Escobar is here over Beatty. He's a great guy.
Yeah, pretty much.
He makes people laugh.
I think he needs to realize that's McCann's.
That's why Dom Smith was here for so long. He was cute in interviews.
Dom Smith, like, oh my God, what a fucking downfall. Holy shit. Great. I mean, he never was as good as he was playing, but like imagine we traded him after 2020. Like, oh my God. And
it probably would have been the right move.
Wasn't he like the part of the reason we didn't sign Springer because he would have no spot without the DH?
I thought that was
a certain guy in San Francisco only, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Honestly, I would have been fine bringing him back. But, you know, shoulder.
Yeah.
He's better than Tommy Pham, so I would have preferred that.
Tommy Pham's a good signing.
Tommy Pham's a good addition for what you're going to bring him in for. But for what the old guys you have here that get hurt a lot.
Yeah. And one last
he can be starting.
The fact that now we're seeing Marte might not be ready for opening day, and that's the outfield that you go with? Shit, I would have given Conforto the $18 million if you knew there's a chance Marte's not ready. So the fact that this Marte thing is coming out, like nobody's like, oh yeah, it'll be fine. But we've known Starling Marte and injuries. Oh, they'll be ready. But then there's 9 months later. So the fact that now you're going on starting outfield, it's gonna be Canna, Pham, and Nimmo.
And now you understand my initial dilemma with giving him $78 million guaranteed over 4 years. The injuries. That because you never know when something's going to spike up with Marte. He's a fantastic player, but
he gets hurt.
He can be, you know, and same for Tommy Pham. You don't know when he's going to get stabbed or whatever. Like things happen.
I don't think he's that bad of a teammate, though. I just think he just does dumb shit.
I think he's just.
I think it's. Both.
I think he just needs to keep his mouth shut. Like that's it. Like just. Like know your place. You know what I mean? That's a hard thing for a lot of guys in New York, and that's why it doesn't pan out sometimes.
The thing about Tommy Pham is that like I think like a version of that St. Louis and Tampa Bay player is still in there. I'm not saying we're gonna get him, but like the issue Tommy, he hits every fly ball opposite field. Like that's why he's been bad. It's pretty obvious that's why he's been bad. Like he hits the ball so fucking hard. So
I understand what I understand.
His batted ball profile is almost like the same as like his prime 2017. Like
you're right.
He is
you are right.
Zero risk, sky high upside. I mean, that's my opinion.
You are right. It's just the fact that like he's 35. Like it's just 35. It's one of those like it's just like okay, yeah, he's got this, he's got this, he's got this, but there's always a but with these signings. Like there's always like there's no like non-pivotal point with some of these guys. Like that's how it looks with some of these guys that are like, you know, he's this, he's that, but he's 35, but he's decreased in production, but he got stabbed. You know, like whatever you want to talk about with Tommy Pham, it's like.
But he slapped Jock Peterson.
Wait, did he get stabbed?
Yeah,
he did get stabbed like twice.
He did?
Yeah.
Who was this? Oh, yeah, 26. Yeah, 27. Yeah, the Rays.
Then he was arguing with Tatis. Then he was slapping Jock Peterson.
Was it Tatis or someone else?
No,
it was also Machado that was kind of ganging up on Tatis.
Well,
Tatis is a fool. Honestly, I think they should just get rid of him. Personally, I think they should just get rid of Tatis.
I think Machado.
And that's the thing. I mean, and if you know Marte isn't going to be ready for the first month, again, I keep saying, but Profar was going to have somewhere to play. every single day. I agree.
Signing Profar would be so dumb. Like I would be so angry if he signed Profar. Like
I think he's. If they didn't sign Mendick, it probably would make a lot less sense.
Danny
But,
Mendick's
like,
not playing a single game in the majors this year, bro.
Are
if
you
he
sure?
does, if he plays a single game this year, I will stop watching the Mets. For
Luis
5
Guillorme
years.
is always getting hurt.
No,
He'll
I mean
get
all
hurt
these other
one
fat
day.
first basemen ain't gonna play the field. Mendick
He's
is.
so awful though. He's so fucking bad, bro. Like, bro, did you
I-
see the quote? He said, "I'm gonna be that guy who runs the bases hard and is a tough at bat for the pitchers." I'm like,
that's
I
what
hate
Epler
this
loves.
guy. I hate this guy.
I
No, but like,
I 100% believe he'll play,
He's gonna
but like again, who knows?
Eric,
Who knows? I mean,
yeah.
all these bats that we brought in so far, I mean, game changers. So at this point, this is a crapshoot. I don't know. You know, I don't like having old guys starting and then having old guys backing up those old guys. Like that I can't do. I can't. You just that's the recipe for let's use 63 players in a season coming back from COVID. Like that's the vibe you get, but
Even Jeff
obviously
McNeil's,
different
like, old.
production, but like I just I don't like old people. Old people suck.
I mean, yeah.
You know?
You know what's so crazy about Jeff? It's that like I'm sure he would have been up way earlier if he just weren't so like unhealthy for almost his entire minor league career. Like he was never a top 30 prospect for the Mets in the Mets system. Like never.
Jeff?
Was
He's also
was
drafted
never a
in
top 30
millionth
prospect in
round.
the Mets system. Like this is one of the most rare like scenarios with prospects like ever. Like it's actually kind of insane. Like he literally no one knew who he was and he just became like and he's like immediately like a top 3 second baseman in the league. Like it's kind of insane. And
There's a few guys that can hit dingers over him that I'd take.
at second base. There's at most there's 2 second basemen better than him.
No, I think I would
most.
take
There's
Nolan
about 7.
Gorman. I'd take Tommy Edman. I'd take Colton Wong. I'll take Jose Altuve, Marcus Semien, Gleyber Torres.
Gleyber Torres.
He hits homers. I need homers.
Oh
He
my
hits homers.
God! In Baby
He's right.
Park again and against the Orioles. He doesn't do
I'd
anything else.
take Brandon Lau. I'd take Trevor Story. I'd take
No way you just said Trevor Story.
who else?
McNeil is
anybody
better
else
than every
want to
single player.
I'd take Javi Baez back to play second base.
You have to hit home runs. I mean,
you forgot Jake
So
Cronenworth.
because Baez hits like a couple more home runs, but it's absolutely nothing productive. All the other at bats, you take him.
He's a
Or
better
McNeil.
base runner. He's a better fielder, and he's a better power.
He's not a
hitter.
better fielder. He's not a better fielder anymore.
Who
the
else?
thing is that
I wouldn't take
the
Gavin
thing is
Lux.
that-
Gavin Lux sucks.
we have to get rid of the guys who don't hit homers, right? We can't do it anymore.
Limo's got to go.
We did this last year,
19
bro.
homers
He
last
hit
year.
16 last year, right?
19,
Wow.
19 last year.
Oh
what are you
my
talking about?
God.
19 last
He
year.
tapped into that power last year.
If
Right?
we're talking
What did
about-
Jeff McNeil do? 4?
6.
Win a batting title.
6?
Dude, he hit
no wonder
320.
you're-
We don't
And
He
what
had
did
a
that batting
one-
title get you in the playoffs?
He had
Nothing.
a 143 WRC plus, my friend.
Yeah, but he didn't hit dingers.
Overrated
I don't
Josh
care.
Chisholm's ass at a
He was
149.
the only
like,
clutch hitter against the Braves. He's also like by far our best hitter against NL East rivals. Like he destroys the Braves, he destroys the Phillies, he destroys even the Nationals, man. Like this dude is amazing.
Pete Alonso destroys
Pete Alonso,
There's better-
Pete
there's
Alonso's
better
like the
ones out
worst
there.
player against the Braves I've ever seen. It's
Yeah.
so
He's
annoying.
also
He's bad against the Braves. He's good against the Nationals, but
who's the worst?
Pete's awful against the
Braves.
Braves.
Against the Braves,
McNeil's
yeah.
amazing
The
against
Braves?
yeah,
Pete
Against the
sucks.
Braves?
yeah.
Except Freed. He does hit Freed semi well.
It's only
That's the only guy that-
2019 that he was great against the Braves. Like he's been absolutely
Even,
No, he's
even
nice.
19, he was at
Actually true.
2019's.
Hold
Well, I
September.
just remember that one homer he hit into like the pond, and I just think like he was amazing.
Yeah,
That's
was
one
that his
homer.
first home run like ever.
No, it was the
What is
Miami
first?
one.
The
Miami was the first
The
one.
clutch Miami homer. But no, I mean
He
Jeff
has
is like
ridiculous power. Ridiculous. Right?
It
And
is
what's around
ridiculous.
him?
Brett Baty.
Lindor and a bunch of white guys. That's it.
Would you be interested in bringing Rhys Hoskins next year?
No.
I know we hate him.
No.
But like, if he's listen, he is a great hitter. He hits bombs.
So does Shohei Ohtani. He's going to play in his end position. DH.
Again, he can't be the only bat you bring in,
true.
though, if you're going to.
I mean,
I'm not a fan of Rhys Hoskins.
Hey,
I'm not a fan of Jacob Rame anyway, but I'm not a fan of Rhys Hoskins, but like the bat flip he had was sick in the playoffs. That was sick.
Strider's like one of the only.
He just smacked the thing on the floor. Made the ground shake in Philly.
I mean, hell, Hunter Renfroe, Matt Chapman, and Julio Urias is going to be the Mets all season next year.
Wait, say that again. Who's the first
Julio
guy?
Urias going to be our number 3 starter. Okay. Hunter Renfroe and Matt Chapman will be the Mets all season.
Whatever.
Power, and a
Steve
what?
Cohen
Hunter
paying McNeil more on the low.
isn't
Exactly,
that
cheaping
great,
out once
dude.
again.
Hunter Renfroe's not that amazing. Like
Hunter Renfroe hits fat nukes and he has a cannon. Shut your mouth.
He's not that amazing though. Like
he hits 30 homers. I want homers. I don't care.
But like I want him to be productive.
He hits homers. That's what this team needs. I
know he
don't
hits
care.
homers, but like Rhys Hoskins hits homers and he's also very productive.
He doesn't play the outfield.
He doesn't play the outfield. His cannon's gone next year.
I would go for Mitch. I think Machado's probably the most likely of all of them. Like if the Mets really didn't sign
Machado, I'd throw a bag at. I definitely would.
I give him like 7,250.
I mean, whatever you. I mean, not the amount of years you're going to give Correa, but the amount of money. Sure.
Yeah, the money's going to be 35.
He loves Bucko. So
I personally would have matched. I would have matched retire
like Machado's second year here anyway, and you'll have Machado for like 7 more to be.
Buck is here for life. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, we need to fire. Wait, we forgot the trend. Buck needs to be fired because it's always the year after the team fires Buck, they win the ring. So why are we still Buck Showalter as our manager?
I mean, Buck is a pretty awful in-game decision manager, but like he has a lot of intangibles that actually are pretty valuable.
But we have to keep the trend going because everywhere he gets fired, he wins a ring the next year. So why?
As long as the team is winning, I don't have complaints about the manager, right?
No. Yeah.
Can they just make a sizable move already? Like this is ridiculous. Are they really going to run back the same lineup? Like we're getting closer to spring training and opening day. It's like this is literally the same.
And they're doubling down on him. They're doubling down on it. See who they just paid? Doubled down.
I wouldn't be shocked if we even win the division because I think this team is built to win in the regular season. And with DeGrom pitched 60 innings, like Verlander's going to give you like 180 probably. But it's like, even if we win the division, I would easily pick us to lose in the NLDS. The last time a team didn't hit homers and won the World Series was the Royals. It doesn't work in October. Like it just doesn't. Like unless Alvarez hits 30 bombs, unless Beatty hits like 25, like this team's not going anywhere. Unless
even if they didn't, even if the Royals didn't hit homers in 2015, right? They still had Jerry's Familia to serve them some cookies for that, right?
And that was our series too. They didn't even deserve to win. They didn't really deserve to win that series. Like
they were out pesking us.
Russ was cheating. Remember that?
Yeah. Oh, God. That was the funniest thing I've ever heard.
Does Salvador Perez do anything right? No. So I wouldn't be surprised.
You want power?
Yeah, bro. He hits fat.
Yeah, he did a great job this year.
He was injured.
He was fantastic.
He was hurt.
I promise you, Salvador.
A catcher getting hurt. Wow.
That's why you make him a DH.
Why make him exactly?
A catcher getting hurt. What is
untouchable?
Make him the DH. See, this is the thought process I got to deal with. This is ridiculous.
Okay.
How about you give me a catcher that can actually do something?
I want to go eat some chicken.
Not scratch his ass on the bench
and cheat with Pine Tar in the World Series.
I mean, he still hit 23 home runs. I would have been like third on the Mets.
Nito is better than.
So did Escobar 4 years ago, and an All-Star.
No,
Nito's better than Salvi.
Ball hurt in Kansas City.
Oh wait, Salvi was 109. I thought it was like 92 or something.
No Salvi disrespect.
Salvi's like at cap 130, but even if he gets to that,
but he hit 48 last year. I mean, come on.
Yeah, who cares?
Historic.
Historic.
He's historic as a
Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso, 53.
Was he a
Hysteric.
catcher in Kansas City?
Did he? Exactly.
I don't give a shit. Pass Piazza, then we'll fucking talk.
He did.
He did.
He did.
For a single season, how about a whole career?
He's pretty close.
He's on his way.
No, but he was injured. He can't
He
do
wasn't on
that.
steroids either.
He wasn't on steroids too. Yeah.
Piazza was not on steroids.
Yeah. Well,
It was not.
let's-
Honestly, let's trade for Salvi and make him the DH. I don't care that he's fat. He hits nukes.
Facts.
Nah,
Yeah.
Listen,
or
I need someone. I need someone who's young to hit dingers, right? You need someone who's young to hit dingers.
So Brett Beatty's your option. So Brett Beatty and Alvarez are your options.
Brett
They're young.
Beatty bats 8th at best for his entire career. I need someone.
Okay.
I need someone to Yoenis
Dude was
Cespedes.
literally
this
hitting
bitch out of
third
here.
in front of Alvarez, but okay.
Brett
I need-
Beatty
I
is a
need
better
Eloy
prospect than
Jimenez.
Francisco Alvarez, by the way. I genuinely believe that.
Why is this guy on
Yeah,
my
but
team? I don't like
we're
this
talking
guy on
about
my
the-
team now. I don't like
Well, we
this.
just talked about how rare offense at catcher is, though. So
That's exactly why,
Alvarez
though.
is-
Like,
I think any
no, that's what
concerns.
makes Alvarez more valuable. Is that he gives you offense at catcher. He
I am
can't
not
get players.
that confident. Like, I think his ceiling as a hitter is a lot lower than Beatty's because he's that catcher. Like, that's simply why.
Well, they're gonna be two different kinds of hitters, though. That's the thing.
That's true. Like, I guess, like,
and that all determines.
Alvarez-
if
And
he's
the thing
catching
is, the
behind
Mets
the
need
plate.
a home run hitter. That's what Alvarez is gonna hopefully be, as a home run hitter.
I just feel like Beatty
That's
has
the
like
lineup
that.
needs. They don't. I mean, they got plenty of Beatty-esque hitters already. I mean, do we really need more?
I think Beatty
He's
can
got to
be
get
close.
off this shit.
I think Beatty can be close to a prime Christian Yelich type hitter. I don't know if I'm like just completely.
Who just rang the Liberty Bell?
that's their
I don't know if I'm just getting
Dude,
too ahead of
why is
myself.
this man
Like,
reading my scouting reports and agreeing with me? I don't like this.
because
I don't like this at
insane. He's insanely talented, Brett Beatty. Like, I don't know.
Arand's our best
This
prospect.
guy is correct.
I would
He's
say he's
correct.
correct, but he's got a good opinion. I like his opinion. He's up there.
He's not correct.
He's not a center fielder,
Aram's
but-
got a lot of room to grow, though.
Yeah, he's too
He's got a
damn young.
lot of room.
I mean, Jason Dominguez was kind of in his camp last year, I guess. I feel like, Jason Dominguez kind of broke out last year. He had a
He broke out when he was born.
yeah. Jason Dominguez. Honestly,
He hits
born, I was
dingos.
like, yep, he's the guy.
Again,
I mean,
he has such a star name.
I got to see
Exactly.
Jason Dominguez live. I will tell you, he is a
You have to.
massive human being.
There you
He's
go.
massive. Like the body composition, it's like
Yep.
ridiculous.
I have a hard time
Ridiculous.
believing a player named Jason Dominguez won't turn into a superstar.
With
That's
two
like the
S's.
most superstar name, Jason Dominguez. Like that's a
Francisco
superstar
Alvarez
name.
works too. I mean,
It does.
Huh.
I mean, Alex Ramirez works really well too.
He ain't Manny though.
wasn't there Alexi Ramirez with
Yeah,
the White
that's
Sox?
it.
Yeah,
named
White
out?
Sox shortstop.
See, and then you get to names like Mark Vientos. You start to
Brett Batty, baby. Gotta
Brett
love
Batty.
Brett Batty.
All right, I think we're gonna end it here. Zarice, any last words before we
yeah
kick you out of the stratosphere?
Don't ring the Liberty Bell.
have fun.
Have fun.
All right.
I was
Cool.
gonna kick him. He did it before I could even do it.
Oh God.
Jesus Christ, he's here for
All right,
blood. Okay.
At least we got
Jeff McNeil's been extended. For those of you who don't know, 4 years.
We didn't
$50
talk about it for like an
million.
hour,
Last
but-
words. Frank,
yes.
more mediocreness for the next 4 years. How do you feel?
More all stars, more good nerd numbers.
Empty.
Can't
No
wait.
good nerd
Empty.
numbers. Bad nerd numbers.
Good WRC plus, good war.
God.
Oh,
Right,
yeah.
He's
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Good. Wait, not really good baseball swap page, but
Merchant. Andrew.
Yeah, it's a deal. He's a nice player. He's a nice guy. Why am I always getting a solo? It's always me at the solo. Jesus. Not even when I'm ranting, I get the solo street. It's always just random up there and solos. But yeah, he's a nice guy. He hits for singles. Brett Beatty's probably gonna be better than him by the end of the season, and we're gonna be like, hey, we should just pay that guy instead of this guy. But
All right. Well,
I would.
Those of you,
I made that clear in my rant. I would.
In my mentee of rants, he made it.
for those of you who have not seen our video about the possible extensions for Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil, go ahead, go check that out. Mets gave him less than what Andrew kind of projected with Jeff McNeil, and hopefully Pete Alonso is next. Be great. But other than that, we'll see you guys next time. We'll hopefully maybe the Pete news will break tonight.
Tyler Duffy signs minor deal with Cubs.
Yeah, that happened. Yeah,
I think I saw. Was it Duffy?
Yeah, Matt Duffy signed with the Royals. Tyler Duffy signed with the Cubs.
We also signed. Oh no, we already talked about Michael Perez, right?
Yeah, we talked about
yeah.
There's not much to talk.
But other than that,
nice swing.
we're gonna hop off. We went for 2 hours here, and so Jeff McNeil once again extended 4 years, $50 million with a team option in the 5th year, and hopefully Pete is next. No podcast this week, but we'll probably have another video. Yeah,
we did. We did the podcast live this week. There you go. Enjoy.
Yeah, podcast live. Fine. But other than that, no podcast this week. There will be another one next week. That will be episode 7 of the podcast. We'll probably have another video coming out in the next few days. But other than that, we'll see you guys. Links all in the description for us individually. TikTok, YouTube, all that stuff. What?
I might go live later talking about the number 100 prospect list. I might think about it. So might do that. I don't know.
Nobody cares.
I know, but just to throw it out there, there's 20 people watching.
I'm joking. So his channel's in the description. So put on notifications for that. For those watching on playback, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll see you guys next time. Let's go Mets. Extend Pete next. Pay him.